Hi, Tony DeWitt here, Missouri appellate attorney and a guy who likes to make the law make sense here on YouTube. Today I want to talk about something that's pretty important: vaccine mandates and the First Amendment. Stay tuned. I've been vaccinated against COVID-19. I encourage everybody to go get vaccinated against COVID-19. It may not, in fact, protect you completely from the virus, but according to the data that have been gathered, it will generally keep you out of the hospital. And in the event you have to go into the hospital, there's a better chance you'll come back out if you're vaccinated. So that's what the data shows, and that's why I support getting the vaccine. I took the vaccine, my wife took the vaccine. Most of my family has taken it, the ones that are eligible to take it. Obviously, children aren't eligible to take it yet. So I believe very strongly the vaccine is a good thing and that people are doing better with it than without it. So why don't I support a vaccine mandate? Because one of the very foundational principles of a limited government is that our bodily integrity is our business. You know, we hear people say all the time it's our body and our choice with response to this rather sticky abortion question. And if it's our body, our choice in that regard, then it has to be our body, our choice with regard to vaccines. There can be a number of very valid reasons why somebody does not want to get a vaccine. Just as there can be very valid reasons why people oppose vaccine mandates. Now, I want to take a moment to talk about some of the cases recently regarding churches. There were churches in California that were essentially attacked for having services during the COVID-19 pandemic. And there were efforts by the government in many locations to shut those churches down. And eventually what happened was the First Amendment prevailed. There are Supreme Court cases that essentially say, no, the First Amendment controls. The free exercise clause of the First Amendment controls. Now, I know that there are a lot of people, and it seems to be a particular problem recently, that there just seem to be a lot more atheists out there, and they tend to be a lot more vocal. And they criticize people like me who believe in God and say we just have an imaginary friend. Well, I don't think my friend is imaginary. I believe that everything good that has happened to me in my life is a direct byproduct of my relationship with Jesus Christ. And I'm not here to preach. I'm here to tell you that that's the truth. I believe it is a perfectly rational choice for someone to say that I have better protection from God than I do from the vaccine. Now, that means vaccine mandates should not be the case. Now, that's vaccine mandates at large. Let's talk about vaccine mandates with regard to activities. I believe you can require vaccinations to play football, because playing football is not a right, it's a privilege. I believe you can require a vaccine to fly on a commercial aircraft. Again, you have a right to travel, but you don't have a right to travel by aircraft. You can get in your car if you're not vaccinated. And yeah, that might take you 2 or 3 days, but the bottom line is you're not restricted from traveling. You're just restricted from flying on an aircraft. Again, I think that mandating the vaccine, even in those ways, is counterproductive. And I think it's terribly authoritarian and probably in the end will not work and may even be successfully challenged. But certainly a vaccine mandate at large is going to be challenged. I think probably the far trickier question is going to be for the soldiers and sailors who are now opposing a vaccine mandate for themselves. And the reason that I say that is because I am fairly certain that they did indeed volunteer to sign up for the military. But at the time they volunteered to sign up for the military, there was no COVID-19 pandemic and no potential requirement that they receive this vaccine. So how the court will sort that out, I don't know. Clearly there are issues with regard to protecting the body of soldiers and sailors and Marines out there from the pandemic. And those are concerns that have to be addressed. I am glad that I don't have to weigh in on those questions because I think those are very difficult questions to answer, and I'm glad we have courts that can do that. So nobody really asked for my opinion on vaccine mandates, but fortunately, because of the First Amendment, I can give it, and I have. If you found this interesting or thought-provoking, I would appreciate it if you would come over here and subscribe to the channel. And if you haven't already, give me a thumbs up, because that will tell people that this content is useful and helpful to others on the internet. I appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, I'd be happy to deal with them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and have a terrific day.